has 36 short line railroads, 2,600 miles of short line track, and it's 37% of the entire rail network in the state of Illinois. So many on this subcommittee from both sides of the aisle are co-sponsors of a bill to make Section 45G, the short line railroad tax credit, permanent. In fact, there are 158 co-sponsors on the bill the last time that I checked. The bill incentivizes additional investment in the critical short line freight railroad infrastructure. And so I wanted to ask Ms. Dar the impact that the short line tax credit has on railroad safety.
Thank you very much, Congressman Lipinski. And I want to just say that I know that your constituents in Illinois appreciate your support of the small freight railroads in your state back home. 45G is enormously critical to short line railroads, and in particular the safety of short line railroads. I think you know that the #1 cause of derailments in the railroad industry is broken track, and so 45G allows for the rehabilitation of abandoned track that has been not maintained or poorly maintained, so we're able to bring that up to standard through 45G. The first time that 45G was put into effect was 2005. It was passed in 2004, but in 2005 it started to pay back to the railroad industry and allow us to invest. And since then we've seen $4 billion worth of investment in rehabbing track. So that's in 12 or 13 years roughly. So it has certainly had a major impact. This year, I believe we're up to 158 co-sponsors in the House in an effort to try to make 45G permanent, and we're very hopeful that through support of the BRACE Act this year, we'll be able to do that.
And hopefully we will get that done this year. Mr. Nober, I want to talk about the e-manifest. I introduced a bill last Congress directing DOT to complete a MAP 21 mandate to develop voluntary standards for the use of electronic shipping papers, which we commonly call e-manifest. The goal is to provide real-time information on the content of rail cars in the event of an accident to better inform first responders, because much easier to get that electronically than to have to go and get the paper manifest out of the locomotive. The Ask Rail app, I was on hand in June of 2015 for the launch of that at the BNSF facility in my district. I wanted to ask about first of all, how far along BNSF is in what you know about other railroads in terms of having an e-manifest available for first responders. And second, do you think that this should negate the requirement for hard copies of an e-manifest be carried in the locomotive, or is this will it still be needed to have that hard copy if this is fully implemented?
Well, Congressman, again, we thank you for your help and leadership in that area. But as you mentioned, BNSF did roll out our app for first responders, and it is available to first responders and state fusion centers. So we believe it's widely available now for our manifests where it's needed. I think in general, I can't say. I know the AAR has an app as well, and I believe the other railroads all have them, although I can't swear to that. I know of some of them, but we can make sure we nail that down. But I believe all of the major Class 1 railroads have an app. Certainly the 4 largest do. In terms of electronic delivery of documents, we think that's an area where there is a lot of room for further changing some of the regulatory documents. Ms. Dar was pointing to a manual. We think having manuals be made electronic mandatory directives coming in electronically, all of that can be more accurate and more timely in an electronic manner than it will be through requiring paper records. So we think that that's an area looking forward toward modernization and adopting technological solutions. That entire area of tracking and documents and manifests that are now paper have a lot of opportunity to be made electronic. We'd like to see that further go in that direction.
Well, I think we should continue to work towards greater safety in the use of the electronic availability of this type of information. So, Mr. Chairman, I think it's something good for this subcommittee to work on going forward. And with that, I'll yield back.